What's up, guys? I just thought I'd give you a rundown of what's been happening in my paramotor flying world over the past couple weeks. First clip here is I'm taking off, getting ready to go on Labor Day weekend. Got to get in a flight before you hit the road. So get up, crack of dawn, get in the air, maybe a little bit before sunrise. And, it was a Friday. I had Friday off. Get up in the air on my Colorado and just enjoy the morning, wait for my buddy to get in the air and just kind of get up high. There's I-10, major freeway. I don't know how many lanes we got going there, but lots of people going to work, just sitting up there laughing to myself going, today I'm not one of those lemmings on the road headed that way. Need is to get my buddy up in the air, get Roger. He was out with me on this morning, so we'll get him taken off. He had been having challenges with his top 80. I think it turned out being one of the coil wires had a bit of an issue. He replaced it and finally got it running like a top 80. But we get up in the morning and head out on our usual routine of visiting all the construction crews, waving at those dudes. And I got to practice some of my precision flying down the road and making the corners. That's one thing I just love about the Colorado compared to my Charger. I mean, Charger, nothing bad to say about it, but Colorado, just a little bit of brake pressure. And I can really take that wing wherever I want to go. It's just so much fun. So yeah, just getting out, enjoying the sunrise, and didn't know this would be my last flight on the Colorado for a little while. Got some main lines. I'll share that here coming up a little bit later in the clip, in the video. But some of the farm equipment left out and about. Got to cruise the local park, low fly down the parking lot, some of the grass strips. It's an area just made for some foot drag. And at this point, we're headed back to our landing zone. Most of the morning flight's over, but my buddy Roger, he's got to get down and maybe get a little jiggy with it. We're over some open fields. There's a grocery store off to the side. A lot of folks probably getting smiles watching us there, but we're going to see him have his last chance to get down and cut it up a little bit. I think he likes to land on top of that big pile of dirt there. Don't think he did it this morning, but one of our usual hangout. And I'm going to get set up for my landing. Winds were out of the north, and we were kind of on the south side of the field, so I'm going to try. Grass is still fairly wet, so I'm going to try to land in the road, bring it down, which I'm pretty happy. I used a little bit of power. It wasn't quite a no power spot landing, but pretty much nailed it. Brought the wing right down in the center of the road. A little bit on its nose. I got to work on that, but hey, I'll take it. So I thought I'd talk about some of the troubles. In a previous video, I think I talked to you guys. I mentioned that I've had an exhaust spring break-in right at the end of the spring. I had a bunch of them break. I basically took a Dremel and ground off the eyelet that it goes through, hoping that solved it. But I don't know if it solved it or not, because right after I made the video, I think I took 1 or 2 more flights, and then I had another spring come up broken right in the same spot. So I haven't solved it. I'm going to take the Dremel and do some more, but basically, I had to do a field repair as I was headed off traveling, and of course that ended up having some issues of its own come up on my failure to launch that I'll talk about here. So for this, I took my paramotor with me, as all good para addicts should do, on my vacation. Had it on the back of the pickup and laid the lines out. Had a nice, looked on Google Maps satellite view, picked out a nice open field close to where I'd be staying, camping in my RV, and just a perfect morning. I'm sorting the lines. I don't know if you picked up the audio there, but I noticed the right, or what would be my left side, I guess. The lines looked a little funny, but I kept fiddling with them, thinking, I got it right. I don't think I did in hindsight. Never really proved it for sure, but as you'll see, when the wing tries to come up, I probably didn't run quite hard enough, although I ran pretty hard. but the left side stayed down as if the lines were a little tangled. I had a visitor come see me. I went and talked to him before I turned the camera on, made sure everything was cool. He just thought it was interesting. He ended up radioing in a couple of his buddies, another trooper and probably a local police guy came out to watch me fail a couple of launches, and as you'll see, end up damaging my couple of the main lines on the riser. I didn't make the same mistake that I made before when I did a power forward and got the lines pulling back in the cage low. This time, I don't know if the camera angle is going to show it real well here coming up, but I ran hard enough. I got the wing up in the air, free of the cage before I hit the gas, but it wasn't up right. It was that left side was still hanging down. You'll see it here in a second. I'm just kind of giving you an advance of what happened, but and basically since I didn't have it up good, and it fell back down, and right at the top, I think the lines came over the top of the cage, and as they were coming back down, and that's when it damaged a couple of them. So here we'll see the live action. The first one, it doesn't happen. I didn't hit the gas, but what we should see is it comes up a little bit, and again, I'm going to a wider angle, but it really didn't come up enough. And if you notice, the left side really stayed down. So I kind of bummed about that. Laid it out again, got it all straight, pull it up, and again, I got a wide camera angle, so it's hard to tell, but the lines are up high and get over, and then there, when it came back down is when I'm pretty sure I got a couple of the main lines into the prop, and so nicked the prop a little bit, nothing too serious, but pretty good damage to the lines as I was laying it out. Discovered some of that, so I'm in the process of getting replacements for those.